Welcome back, Bahlali, and we are now in part 4 Masihlalisane of our cook-along with Chef Dion and Chef Aphelele. We took it to the Mediterranean a bit. Now we're making some Indian dishes that you've schooled me on because I thought I knew enough, but clearly I don't. So we're going to finish up the tatka and the aloo paratha, and then we're going to go into the second, or your second dish, but the last dish for the cook-along.
Yeah, we're going to be making the onion Baji at the same time.
Okay.
So we've got chickpeas over here, but very importantly, you need to keep the brine inside of the chickpeas. So it's actually gluten-free and it is vegan. Yeah. So you're just going to mush this into the pan or lightly blend it into a pulse. And then you're going to add your ginger, garlic, finely chopped inside of this, the onions. Once we've got that base, sort of chunky batter base ready, and then the fresh herbs over here you can chop, that's all going to go inside of the actual bajra mix. Okay, back to the dal. Okay, so I've got the dal at the point where the lentils are cooked thoroughly. As you can see, we haven't blended this, but the garlic has disappeared. The onions have disappeared. The green chili is still floating in there because I love eating it later on. And now we're going to be doing the tatka. Okay, so you want to get your pan to a high heat. And we want to add a liberal amount of olive oil. I'll say about a quarter cup of oil. Sorry, not olive oil, a neutral oil, sunflower oil. Because you don't want to add additional flavor to it. You'll notice when you're cooking curries as well, you never add chicken stock or lamb stock or beef stock. It's always water. Because you don't want to bask away from the spices. Remember, your spices are the shine. So you want the water just sort of like elevates it. Like salt just enhances it.
Yeah.
If I'm going to add chicken, it's going to turn into a stew. Yep. You're not going to get the spices sort of lifting up and coming around.
Is this the chop you're looking for, Chef D?
That is perfect.
And Chef, since I'm chopping up some herbs here, I've got some of the stems. Should I?
All of it. The stems are so important because the stems have more flavor than the leaf itself. And I cannot for the love of me understand why everyone throws it away. I mean, give me all your stems. I'll keep them at home and you can take all of the leaves. Let's add the spices in the beginning. So we got, this is called kadu siro. It's a combination of cumin seeds and black mustard seeds, equal quantity. Into the pan. And it's a light sizzle now. You can sort of see it coming to the top, and that's exactly what we want. If it's too hot, it's going to burn. Okay, so at this point, we're doing our tatka, which is the tempering of the spices, and then adding it to the dal that has been boiled with fresh garlic, green chili, onion, fresh flavors. Now we're cooking some of it.
Okay.
So your kadu siro, equal quantities of cumin and black mustard seeds. Just a light sizzle, as you can see, it's sort of lifting up to the top of the oil. It's not burning at all. A subtle, subtle infusion.
I can smell it from here, actually.
Get the curry leaves inside. Again, you can hear the temp is very gentle. I'm going to add the powdered spices last so it doesn't burn.
Okay.
But of the chopped garlic and the green chili again. And then I've got some turmeric and a bit of fine red chili powder.
You can actually hear them popping, the seeds and the leaves in there. So this is what tatka is?
Yes, it's the tempo basically.
Adding the oil to
the
cooked.
So
adding oil to water.
Exactly, but you want to make sure that your oil is hot when you add it to the boiling dal, because you need to hear this.
Okay. That looks amazing. The smell coming from there is...
It's insane, huh?
It's crazy.
I'm crying here this side, D. How many onions do you need?
At this point, we want to add the tomatoes that we've diced as well, and then we're going to leave it to slowly simmer just so the spices that have been tempered, the tomatoes all sort of amalgamate and infuse and create that beautiful, luscious dal.
Okay.
So is the onions going in here also?
Yes, the onions are going to go in there. So back to the Baji, we've added the ginger and the garlic to the semi-blended chickpeas with the liquid of the tin. And then we're slicing the onions, which is 500 grams worth for 1 tin. A lot of onion, it is onion Baji after all. Very, very finely sliced so that the onions sort of lightly temper as it's frying and you get this crunch, but also that soft sweetness from the cooked onion.
All right, and Chef, do you want to perhaps just explain to us what a Baji is?
To be honest, it's quite simple because Baji is basically a fritter.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, mix everything together now,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put that other onion in as well.
Also the whole one?
Yeah, the whole one, 500 grams.
Okay, and the herbs are all chopped up?
Okay, so we're going to get that herbs and we're going to add it to the mixture over here, and then we're almost done. Okay, our dal is actually done at this point. It's just to add the fresh coriander to it, which you can chop some for me over here.
Okay.
And then the Baji mix, we're going to finish off with the spices, and then we should be good to go.
It looks good already.
Okay, should be good.
So I can just roughly chop this.
Yeah, and then we add the corn flour to this now.
And why corn flour instead of normal cake?
So it's all just still good gluten-free as well. And the corn flour makes it more crunchier.
Okay, Chef D, that's incorporated now. Eh?
Yeah, okay, we're good to go there now. So you can just mush it a bit more so that onions sort of bruise up a bit.
Okay.
Then while you're doing that, we'll add our spices. Your smoked paprika, turmeric, and your fine chili powder.
Okay.
The dal, we are done. Have you chopped the coriander?
I have chopped it up, Chef.
You may pass it over here. Done. Okay, so there's your dal over here. The most important thing that makes your dal so luscious, and you can keep this dish completely vegan at this point because it's beautiful as it is. To take it to the next step, you're going to add a lot of butter to it. So you just want to mount butter that's at room temperature into your dal and then sort of work it till it emulsifies. If you can just keep on rolling that. Okay, so the one that we folded, not the roll out one, you just want to lightly stretch it, but not too much because you want to keep it in those sort of folded pockets.
Okay.
The side that we attach together, you drop flat into our pan, and then we slowly bring the heat up.
Okay. So you start on, let's say, medium.
On a medium, and then bring it up to higher heat.
Are you going to be adding any acid to this?
Yeah, we're just going to add a touch of lemon juice to that and then work it through.
I was actually about to ask you, how do you know that your oil is up to temp?
You can just take a wooden spoon or just drop a little stick inside, and once it starts sizzling like that, you know we're spot on. It's a little bit too high actually, so I'll drop it down a bit, and then we can start frying the actual fritters. Yep. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's turn it now. It should be ready. Ah, perfect. So you can see now it's slowly cooked in between those layers. Now we're going to play around with it so we get the same color on the one side, turn it over, and then again. Then we're going to pop it in the oven just for a few seconds to cook through. And like we said, we want to get a charred wood flavor around the actual paratha. Okay. Just this is important. You'll see once you drop it in, it sort of just comes together. So that you would have expected it to sort of like...
Now, Chef Dion, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate it?
Because I rolled it, I'll give you a 5.
Oh, wow. After all that hard work.
It's okay. Apples, if you can just take this out, our Baji is perfect. Once it floats to the top and you see the bubbles start reducing inside of the oil, it means that it's cooked because most of the moistness of the actual Baji has been cooked out and it's become crispy. The paratha is perfect.
Cool. I'm going to pass this over to you, Chef. I'm going to get my appetite ready because the smells that are coming from this kitchen are definitely inviting. I think it's about time for us to dine, so join us after these.